Hello from Bali. This is a podcast Pigeon of Peace where we do discuss awesome skills of travel shooters. Watch, listen, and check the description below for the details. Let's talk about conspiracy theory and let's start with the definition.
It was time when I was going to school and I got a book from the city library about conspiracy theory. And I was eager to read any book which could I find. So for me, it was doesn't matter the theme which was inside the book. And suddenly I find like 20 or maybe 30 different conspiracy theories. And when I was reading them, I was thinking, who has the mind to think that those theories could be real? For example, that some people which are very look like wizard people, lizard. It's okay to say lizard people.
Yeah, lizard.
Lizard people. In Russian language, it would be reptiloid, but there is not such a word in English.
Could be say like that as well.
Okay, reptiloids, and they are aliens, and they came to the Earth, and they live among people, and so on. Second, it was a very strange theory that some people united to eat newborn child to have their organs and blood to get themselves younger, and this is a very old tradition of powerful men not to die in age they should go to the grave. Third, for example, it was about that some places in our Earth are quite hidden and there is underworld, but this is not a hell, but something inside of our planet. Do you remember there was a novel of, if I'm not mistaken, Conan Doyle, Journey to the center of the Earth?
Yeah,
Something like this, yes?
Sci-fi fiction, yes.
Yes. And some people were saying like this. And also another theory was that there is not a dinosaurs were living on our planet, but it was dragons by mighty ones who came to our planet, but they could not conquer because our water is dirty and our air is not suitable for them, and so on. And when I was reading, it was for me unbelievable how people could think about this and how they could create such a stories.
And maybe one first question that probably would emerge, like, why would people even think about this kind of a thing? It's might be probably something relevant to religion. It might be, like someone's sick imagination, thinking that, like there are certain powers so that, like some bad or good stuff happens. So what are the forces behind of all of these theories? What exactly moves them forward?
I don't know, but let's remember our childhood. I will tell you a story, and I think you will smile while you will hear it. There is a story when, for example, you will go to a trip. I don't know how to say. У нас были походы в лес, journey to the forest. How its name?
Yeah, like could be like a trip or a little venture to the forest.
Okay, thank you. There's ventures in the forest, and late night, close to the fireplace, you will sit, drink a tea from a metallic cup, and you will hear the story about black alpinist, or like people who is also black, but he, for example, was collecting a special kind of mushrooms. And in different places, their stories almost the same. For example, I know you have been living to Kazakhstan for a long time. And if we will talk about Almaty translated like Apple grandfather. And there is also a story that if you will go to mountains, I forget the name of this mountain close to Almaty.
Could be Alatau or Medeo.
Yes, correct. Oh, now I have difficulty. Maybe Medeo, maybe Alatau. I don't know exactly. But if it would be late, if it would be quite a smoke, you could find so-called grandfather in quotes, and he would invite you to play chess. And if you will win, you will become luckiest man for some time. And then I was in Hawaii, I was on Fiji, I was on Palau, I was on Bora Bora, I was on Borneo and Timor and other islands. And you know, on many islands, on many territories, there is a story about black people, black men, black women, black witch or witcher. It's okay to say
The Witcher is
color
also good.
witcher, which would test you for bravery or something else.
And when we actually, like think about what might be other motives, it could be probably the reason that, it's those stories or, like entire theories or paradigms could be emerged just because, like someone wants to push like a certain agenda. I don't know, for example, like they just want to clean the territory and maybe build a hotel or, like provide a gas pipeline. So is there any reasoning for those kind of things to be existed in order to fulfill some sort of like a commercial or maybe even like an enterprise or like a government kind of a needs?
You give a good guess. Maybe it's a reason to attract tourists. When you will be in Luxor in Egypt, when you will be in Hagia Sophia in Istanbul, if you will be in Machu Picchu in Peru, if would be on Yucatan close to the Maya pyramids, you will find stories about something which was happening some times ago. It would be about crocodiles, it would be about corn, it would be about clouds, it would be about lightning, it would be about earthquake, but it's definitely hidden somewhere from us, very almighty forces which could destroy us, and they just sleeping or they just watching, and you should behave in a good manner not to be destroyed when time will come.
And let's actually try to switch the side and pretend that we do want to support those stories, and maybe let's say it's benefit for our business, it's benefit for our clients. Should we like be ethical, or should we just like play with the facts in order to achieve the results? Because sometimes when we do play maybe with beliefs, maybe with the traditions, it also could either do good or maybe do a damage. So if we do have a power in order to build, manage, and maybe like conduct this theory further, what kind of choices we may or may not make?
Sometimes I would be asked by students or by pupils how those theories could exist, and usually I answer, let's imagine that we are chickens, and sometime we would be cutted to go on the table, or for example we are live as a turkey, and some period of time we would be fed well and we will be treated well, but close to the season greetings we will be killed and we will be prepared for Christmas Eve. The same with people. You will never say that, I don't know, is it okay to say honeyman, pasечник?
Yes, honeyman.
Honeyman, thank you. For example, if I'm or you honeyman, we would not make conspiracy theory against bees. We just take what we want. We have power, we have will, we have brain. The same with people who has money and something like this. Okay, they could create monopolies or oligopolies. They could be tyrants, but they do not need to plead some sophisticated nets and so on. It was like 3 or 5 years ago. I read a book, and it's very strange beginning of this book. Let's imagine you're laying in a tube. I mean tube like a bus tube. How to say bus tube?
Bus tube is good.
Let's imagine you're laying in a bus tube and you was sleeping. Suddenly you will awake and you feel it's very cold. You're surrounded by small pieces of ice which float in the water, and you try to go from the bus tube, but suddenly you feel some pain, and you use your hand to check your back, spinu, and then you will find some small another tube like pipe, and you try to pull it out, but it would be sticking in your body, and then you will find a small chair close to your bus tube, and there would be a note. You was taken one of the kidney. You have like 30 minutes to call for ambulance. Do it immediately. This is not a joke. Gang of kidney thieves. And I was reading this and I was thinking, what would be next? And then it would be nice final phrase. This is a very common used conspiration theory, which has roots in different countries, in huge cities, in Mexico, in Cairo, in Los Angeles, in some cities in Siberia. And I was thinking, wow, how lucky I am not to be in this. Or for example, you will be hearing stories in some cities which has YouTube or subway or metro. For example, there are rats, they huge as a wolf, and they could take some people, and they have like a very developed hierarchy, and they could hunt all together, and there exist some territories which would not be visited even by police and military forces. So this is not our Earth. There are a lot of blind spots which are occupied by such creatures.
Well, from monstrous rats to stolen kidneys, we overview all of the things. And now the last question will be how knowing about conspiracy theory could help to make this world a better place.
I remember we have a pupil, his name was Sergey. I do not want to say his surname, but he was an engineer and he was visiting like for 200 skills. He was listening our lectures for 3 or 4 years, and he was very упрямый.
Stubborn.
He was very stubborn and very dedicated. But suddenly, after a short period of visiting India, he have been to special city Auroville. Auroville, it sounds like utopia, some very special city where everyone is living without money and live for happiness and so on. He came and I asked him never to be back to our lectures with very deep sadness, because he was pronouncing that our earth is flat, and he was trying to say as many arguments as he could. And at some points I was thinking, yes, but you are an engineer, how you could think about this? Okay, maybe you have not been visiting institute or high education institution or something like this, but you should know about a lot of arguments that our earth is a planet and rotating around sun and consist in solar system and so on. And sometimes, you know, I hear the same thing. For example, I have been to Middle East country, and I was asked, do I want to attend a very special meeting? Just men's are allowed. Yeah, I should wear special hat. I should wear special coat, and we'll dance special dancing in a very ancient cave. And this is a great honor to be there. And I would be binded to those people with invisible virus and something like this. And I refused. Okay, come on, guys, let's do it in a more civilized way.
Well, I do believe sometimes we need to keep our brains for being washed, and we reviewed the conspiracy theory and how it could be helpful for you. Stay in peace.